American politics is never far from the headlines, especially during a presidential election year.
Well, this week we've seen Hillary Clinton take time out from campaigning to recover from pneumonia. And Donald Trump backflip, in fact, on his long-held claim that Barack Obama was not born in America. Joining us now from New York is journalist Lynn Buckfield. Lynn, thanks for joining us. And it has been something of an astonishing moment for Donald Trump after holding out for so long, making some extraordinary comments regarding current President Barack Obama, now finally conceding that Barack Obama has in fact been born in the United States.
Yes, I think, you know, after, I don't know, something like 8 years of maligning the president and calling into question his legitimacy, in 7 seconds, he basically dispels that notion. And I think the American journalists are just scratching their heads and just going, what just happened there?
And Lynn, let's stay on Trump for a while before we get to Hillary Clinton and her week that she had. So Trump has appeared on a couple of TV shows, hasn't he, to discuss his health and his hair.
That's right. The hair was hilarious. That was on Jimmy Fallon. And I mean, as most people know, Trump's hair is sort of legendary. Is it real? Does it move? And Fallon actually got his hands on it. And Trump was clearly very uncomfortable because he is a bit of a germaphobe. So being touched anyway sort of freaks him out. But Fallon really got him very, the audience was laughing so much. And also then he went on the Dr. Oz show to do a show and tell about his medical records. So the farce and the circus and the bread and circuses just keep going on.
And is he healthy? What did Dr. Oz think about his current weight and other vitals?
Well, Dr. Oz didn't say he was obese, though I'm told that his BMI does put him in the obese category. Dr. Oz was too polite to say that word. He said, you know, that he thought he was a very healthy man, and all this is based on the, you know, a one-page letter and a one-page list of results. Though, look, I think the whole medical thing, it's just something that Trump has been able to milk for all it's worth, when we should be talking about the new census figures with the rise in incomes for most American families, you know, with a whole lot of other policy issues. We're talking about weight, we're talking about health, we're talking about whether the president was born in the United States.
So are we seeing greater transparency perhaps on the part of Donald Trump? And how does that play out in terms of the Hillary Clinton campaign, because her health has been under the spotlight as well recently?
Look, she's had a terrible 2 weeks. I think that's been reflected in the polls. But and Trump, it doesn't really matter what Trump does. His figures seem to either get stronger or hold. It will be very interesting to see what happens with the debates that are coming up. But Hillary has now given to taking questions from the press. She's done, I think, 5 or 6 impromptu sort of meet and greets with the press. So there's certainly, she's taken that on to heart. And I think you'll see from this week on a new sort of line of A-list surrogates coming up and you know, stumping up for Hillary.
And as you say, she's back on the campaign trail. Has she addressed her health issues? Is she over her pneumonia? How's she looking? How's she sounding?
Look, you know, I mean, she says she's fine. She looks pretty good. She is one of those women, I think, who just powers through everything. She's just got to hope she doesn't get sick again. And, you know, who knows?
Well, it's interesting to note, Lynn, with all the various things that have been happening in the last week, including this backflip on Barack Obama's citizenship by Donald Trump, that we've had criticism that issues haven't been up front and centre. Well, one issue that has been on the agenda, though, is childcare, and in particular, Donald Trump's camp has taken that as something that they want to take the lead on, perhaps.
Yeah, look, I think what was really interesting, this is Ivanka Trump's pet project, and you know, she's really sort of taken the lead with her father on this. Interestingly, she said that Hillary Clinton didn't have a childcare policy, and Donald Trump repeated that. I mean, this is clearly false, but we are in a fact-free zone with this election, certainly when Donald Trump speaks anyway. His policy is definitely not what you would say is a traditional Republican type policy platform, and it's certainly better than what's been in place before, but it is not nearly as comprehensive as anything that the Clinton campaign has put forward.
And we're about to head into the first presidential debate, Lynn, not far away, Monday 26th of September, and the polls have tightened right up. That bounce that Clinton got after the Democratic convention, that seems to have pretty much been wiped out, and in some of the swing states, Trump is either taking the lead or is about to take the lead in the polls.
Yeah, look, I think that in a sense, people are obviously the Democrats are worried because they thought that Hillary should be in a better position around this time. But the reality is that if you look back at Obama, Romney, it's all, at this stage of the campaign, it's usually that close. I mean, the American public is pretty split down the middle in their political voting preferences. So she's got a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of resistance. She's got to get Obama's millennials. She's got to get Bernie Sanders' millennials. You know, Donald Trump has got his rusted-on supporters. They're not going anywhere.
Lynn Buckfield, always a pleasure to speak for you and get the latest on the hustings out there in the US. We look forward to catching up with you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.